Hello everyone, my name is Manfred Stede. I'm from the University of Potsdam in Germany, and I want to give you a little preview of my talk on Wednesday, which will be dealing with coherence relations and argumentation structure in text. The talk will be less on the technical but more on the conceptual side. That is, I will talk more about annotation practice and annotation guidelines than about the actual automatic analysis of text. We will start by looking at the notion of coherence relation, as it has been formalized, for instance, by rhetorical structure theory in the 1980s. The basic idea is that adjacent units of a text are linked by a so-called coherence relation, in this case concession of reason, and by combining all the individual assignments of relations, we get an overall account of the text's coherence in terms of these relations. A slightly different perspective on the same text is that of its underlying argumentation structure. This is a scheme that we developed in my group a few years ago. It says that an argumentative text should have a claim, a thesis that is being put forward. In this case, it's the first segment of the text, and it is supported by three other units in slightly different structured ways, as you can see here. And there is one unit in the text that represents the opposing position, attack, if you want, that is being made on the main claim, and that needs then a counter-attack in order for the whole text again to be coherent and achieve its function. So the big picture of the talk is to go from text to a structure and description in terms of coherence relations and onward to argumentation structure. And the first point I want to make is that the question of what actually is a useful or good set of individual coherence relations is not really settled or closed yet. This question didn't receive so much attention in the past years, where much work has been done on discourse parsing on the basis of data sets that we now have on rhetorical structure theory, or think of the Penn discourse tree bank. But I will argue that it's worth reopening, and it will show some quantitative evidence that this question isn't really resolved yet. In order to arrive at a proposal for a set of coherence relations, I will argue that we should pay more attention to the linguistic surface, in particular to the connectives that a language has, in order to express coherence. So I will propose a set of connective functions that are then being related to coherence relations, and from there we move on to argumentation and ask about a good way of annotating argumentation in text in a more explanatory way than we have done it so far. Now, this is a big program, and we can't do this possibly in 1 hour's talk, so we will concentrate on just one subset of coherence relations, namely the notion of contrast. Contrastive relations, contrastive connectives, and then the role of contrast in argumentation structure. The connectives in English are these guys, and you can imagine the corresponding set in your own language. This will give you an idea of what I mean by contrast in a very general sense, and will make a more precise description of it in the talk. So in an argumentative text, the contrastive connectives largely play the role of connecting these two perspectives of, on the one hand, the proponent, the author making particular claim and providing support for it, here in green, and then the imagined opponent, the attacks on the claim that then again the author has to refute. So we have this going back and forth between perspectives that are usually explicitly marked by these contrastive connectives, but sometimes the connective doesn't really have to do that. It's in the middle of the author's perspective, and we will look at features that may be helpful in predicting the role of these connectives in the argumentation structure. Yeah, that's my little preview. I hope to see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.